In 2022, we got 4 Warhammer 40k commander decks: Necrons, Imperium, Tyranids, and Chaos. A little while later, we also got an honestly pretty lackluster Orc Secret Lair pack entirely made from reprints. I'm still holding out hope for more 40k and Magic crossovers, but while I wait, I can't avoid speculating. So here are 10 new card designs, each from 4 more 40k decks I dreamed up. Firstly, Orcs. Let's spice up those Orc cards. The Gaskull in the Secret Lair drop was a reskin of Zergo Helmsmasher. I think we need to make our own design to really capture 40k Orcs, not just Tarkar Orcs. Also, how are we supposed to build an Orc deck without green? My Gaz is in Gruul and has 2 simple rules: green is best, giving other green creatures first strike, and red goes faster, giving other red creatures haste. I feel like this better represents the all-out assault nature of the Orcs, while also teaching newcomers to 40k about Orc color theory. The Secret Lair also included Makari, but there was no way to have Makari and Gaz together in the command zone, so I made them partners. Makari himself is a functional reprint of Squee, the Immortal, very fitting for a reincarnating goblin. For the main mechanic of the deck, we have already been gifted the perfect set of keywords from the Lord of the Rings set, Amass Orcs. For what is a better representation of the Waak than a horde of ever-amassing Orcs? We then use that energy to crew vehicles, deal direct damage, and chuck them at our opponents. And when the machines break, we simply carry on and cobble together new ones from the scraps that are left with modular. Next up, Eldar, Craftworld Ulthwi and Eldred Ulfrin. I think Simic would fit the resourcefulness and deliberate planning of the Eldar. Eldred himself, however, has a very blue casting cost, that is, if you don't cast him using his Fleet of Foot ability. A revamp of the free-running mechanic from the Assassin's Creed set, Fleet of Foot, reads, you may cast a spell for its Fleet of Foot cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with an Elf Rogue. I think this embodies the hit and fade tactics of the Eldar well. I also specified it to be Elf Rogues to avoid it simply turning into the usual Elf Ball. This is more blue than green elves. Anyway, when Eldred Ulfrin enters, you can snatch legendary creatures from your opponent's libraries and either cast them or use them to empower Eldred. A nod to how he foresees epic events like the Horus Heresy and Hive Fleet Kraken. The other main mechanic for the Eldar is a roundabout way of foretell from Kaldheim. Instead of putting cards from your hand into exile and then casting them for their foretell cost, the Eldar foretell cards from the top of the library. Harlequins empower a Fleet of Foot by being slippery elf rouges, and then we have the aspects. I think class cards are perfect for representing walking an aspect path. Next, the Drakari Cable. Orzhov aristocrats, but in a slightly different way. See, the Drakari don't want to just sacrifice, they want to torture. So to represent that, I created the Torturer keyword. Whenever this creature deals damage to a creature, put that many pain counters on it. So the plan is not to outright kill creatures, but rather tag them and inflict pain, and then reap the counters on them for additional effects. This also plays into the stealing of creatures and token generators that distribute pain counters. At the head of the deck sits Asjabil Vect, dealing cards, life, or more pain whenever a tortured soul is taken. Lastly, the Tau Auxiliary Cadre. I love the different races coming together aspect of Tau way more than I like the giant robots. So I'm choosing to focus on that by revamping another pre-existing mechanic, Party. But we are changing it to Cadre. Your Cadre consists of up to one each of Tau, Krut, Human, and Vespid. Having a full Cadre is key to using many abilities in this deck, such as direct damage, card draw, or creating battlesuit and drone artifact creature tokens, as well as ways of searching up the missing aliens to get there. I couldn't stop myself from making Commander Farsight the commander, it's right there in the name. However, I also made him a planeswalker that gets more loyalty the bigger your cadre is. But there is another creature type matter aspect to this deck, cast. The fire cast are warriors, and the earth cast are artificers with ETB effects. Commander Farsight empowers both of these, either with his +1 ability to launch a fire warrior volley, or by flickering all creatures of a certain type, most likely artificer for their ETB or one of the cadre types. So that's what I came up with as a start for the next 40k commander decks. I should probably make a disclaimer here about not being a game designer, and I'm sure these could be broken or even non-functional the way I have worded some of them, but I was more focused on representing the character of each of the factions within the framework of Magic the Gathering. Here's hoping Wizards of the Coast does the same soon enough.